Hello everybody, Mrs. Carolino here. Can you kind of tell what I've been working on? I've been working on some fractions. Yes, I cut a banana up. How many equal parts do you see that the banana has been cut into? 1, 2, 3. I cut the banana up into 3 equal parts. The fraction word for 3 equal parts is thirds. This is 1/3 of my banana, this is 1/3, and this is 1/3. Remember the last time we talked, I challenged you to not get in trouble playing with your food, but maybe the next time you get a scoop of corn on your plate, divide it into 3 equal piles and eat 1/3, then the next third, and then the last third. Or maybe divide your hot dog into halves, eat half of it, and ask someone at your table, what fraction did I just eat? Well, take a look at this candy bar that's down here. Right now, it's one whole candy bar. And I see some lines on there. We know that if I break it here, my candy bar has now been divided into halves, 2 equal parts. But I do see I could equally divide it into 4 equal parts. If I do that, what is the name of the fraction if I have 4 equal parts? Fourths. This is 1/4. This is the second fourth. This makes 3/4, and this makes 4/4 all together. But each one of these is 1/4. It takes 4/4 to make a whole candy bar. All right, well, I'm going to put this off to the side. We're going to talk about what we worked on last week. Remember the other day, remember we talked about how when I had one whole piece of paper, with my one whole piece of paper, let me adjust this camera just a little bit. With my one whole piece of paper, we then looked at all the different ways we could divide it. One of the ways we did that is we took our paper and we drew a dotted line in half. And we wrote 1/2, and this is 1/2. It takes 2 parts to equal a whole. Here's one of the parts, and here's the second part. 1/2 or 2 halves. Remember that word changes when you have more than one. This is 2 halves put together, isn't it? To make this whole sheet of paper. Let's take a look at something else you did. You took a piece of paper and we divided it up into 3 equal parts. We have 1, 2, 3 equal parts for this whole piece of paper, and the fraction word is third. And each one of these is 1/3. This is 1/3, and this is 1/3. How many thirds does it take to make this whole green sheet of paper? 3, 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. It took 3 thirds. Well, we also talked about dividing something up into fourths. How many equal parts is that? If you said 4, you're right on track. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 equal parts. The fraction word is fourths. Well, today, boys and girls, we're going to talk about what makes a fraction. When we write it, we actually have a number on top of a line. So what does that mean? The number on top is called a numerator. That's the language of a mathematician. A numerator means this is what we're going to focus on. How many parts of that are shaded? What fraction of that shape is blue? What fraction of that candy bar did you eat? It's our focus. The numerator is what are we talking about? Now there's a number that's written underneath that line. And this is called the denominator. Say denominator. All the denominator is how many parts, or what are all the parts in the whole. For example, here is my circle, and this says it should have how many equal parts? 3 equal parts, all right? My circle has 3 equal parts now. What fraction of those should I color in? Remember, it's our focus. This says 2/3. So let's shade in. 1/3 is shaded in. And 2/3 is shaded in. Boys and girls, this is a numerator. This is the focus. This is the number we're thinking about when we want to know what part or what fraction is shaded in. What fraction is not shaded? What fraction of this is purple? What fraction of this could I eat? None. This is called the denominator. That's how many parts did it take to make this whole shape. We're going to talk more about numerators and denominators, but for now, pause. And after you pause, I want you to make sure that you have a paper and a pencil nearby. When you come back from getting your paper and pencil, click on play. All right, go ahead and click on pause now and go get ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just talked about the numerator is the number on top and the denominator is the number on the bottom. So let's talk a little bit about what it looks like when you're drawing and labeling a fraction. So on your piece of paper, would you please draw a rectangle, and I would like your rectangle. So don't do it too big because we're going to do 3 on your sheet of paper. Let's do a rectangle, and let's take your rectangle and divide it right down the middle. Copy this on your paper. All right, here we have a rectangle, and we've already divided it right down the middle. How many parts does this rectangle have? Will you please write it on your paper? 2 equal parts. If you need to, pause the video so you can get caught up. What is the fraction word for 2? Write it on your paper. It is a half. Pause if you need to get caught up. I'm going to shade in 1/2 of my rectangle. The part that I want to shade in is only one of the 2 parts. So let's shade in this part. Half of my rectangle is shaded green. Your turn. All right, boys and girls, let's try another one. I'm going to move this out of our way. And this time, we're going to draw another rectangle, but I want to teach you a trick. Sometimes it can get tricky when we're going to divide a rectangle or a shape into many pieces. So I'm going to teach you my Lego drawing. Instead of trying to draw a rectangle and dividing it in lots of pieces and trying to make sure that there are equal parts, we're going to build the rectangle. So we're going to draw a rectangle, but I want it to have 6 equal parts. So here's the beginning of my rectangle. Now I'm going to imagine adding that next Lego, and it has to be the same size as the first one. That's 2. Let's add another Lego. That's 3. Remember, I'm trying to make sure that they're all equal sizes. That's 4. That's 5. It's going to take some practice, but this is a lot easier than doing this. Oh no, not equal pieces. When we build it using my Lego trick, it's a little bit easier. Pause so that you can make a rectangle that has 6 equal pieces. This has 6 equal pieces or parts. What is the fraction word for 6 equal parts? What fraction word do we use for 6? 6. All right. We are going to shade in 3/6. So if we're going to shade or color in 3/6, look at the numerator. That tells you what are we focusing on, and we're going to focus or shade in 3 out of the 6. Now you can shade in any 3 parts you want. It doesn't matter. You can do the first 3, the last 3, or skip around. There's 1, there's 2/6 are now colored in. 3/6 are now colored in. This 6 is colored in, this 6 is colored in, and this 6 is now colored in. All right, let's try one more. On your paper, let's draw a rectangle with 4 equal parts. Try the Lego style. Pause and try to do it first before you see how I do. All right, there's my rectangle. 4 equal parts. What is the fraction word? Pause at any point if you want to do it first on your paper. All right, we are going to color in. How do you say that? Say the numerator and then the denominator. 3/4. Say 3/4. We need to shade in 3/4. Doesn't matter what 3 because they're all equal. There's 1 of the 4ths colored in. There's 2 of the 4ths are colored in, and let's shade in 1 more. 3 of my 4ths are shaded in. Good job, boys and girls. I'm going to switch out my paper. You can turn your paper to the next blank sheet. And this is what you're going to draw on your paper. Draw a rectangle. Sorry. Draw a triangle. Don't make it too small. We also want to put a circle on that page. And we also want to draw a rectangle. Remember how we build it with Legos? And we want to put 6 in there, 6 parts. Pause and draw these 3 pictures. A triangle, a circle, and a rectangle. Use the Lego trick and build this with 6 equal parts. Pause now and copy my paper. All right, first one says color 1/2 of this triangle. So it has to be equal parts. So let's draw a line right down the middle, and we're going to color in 1/2. So pick one of the halves and shade it in. If yours looks like that, give yourself a little star or a happy face or a check plus. All right, we need to divide this circle into how many equal parts? This tells us it needs to be in 4 equal parts. So let's draw a vertical line right down the middle, a horizontal line right across, and the directions say to color in 2/4. But before I do that, wait, let's make sure, is this divided into fourths? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is. It's divided into 4 equal parts. And now we need to color in 2/4. Pause. You can do it first and then unpause and see what mine looks like. You can color in any 2/4 you want. This one and this one, the top 2, the 2 on the bottom. I'm going to do the 2 on the bottom. You could even do the 2 across from each other. All right, 2/4 are colored in. All right, color in 4/6 of your shape. Go ahead and do that now. Pause so you can do it on your own. Shade in 4/6 of this rectangle. All right, It doesn't matter what 4 you've chosen to color in. I'm going to color in this one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 6 have been colored in. Boys and girls, you have done so much with fractions, and I'm so impressed. Watch this video again. In fact, you could even go back and watch lesson 1, lesson 2, and then watch this one to really make sure that you have a clear understanding of fractions. Next week is going to get pretty challenging, and so it's really important that you have an understanding of what we've done with our last 3 lessons. If you have any questions at all, then make sure you send us a message. We will answer any questions you have because we want to make sure that you are ready to be successful for next week when we start to get very challenging with our fraction lessons. You did a great job. Now don't forget, now's the time to go to Seesaw and do your math homework on fractions. There's 2-page activity on Seesaw waiting for you. If you don't think you're ready for it yet, that's okay. Just go back and watch these videos, the 3 math lessons. You can even do the work again and practice with different colors and different shapes. And then when you're ready, go try the homework activity. All right, have a great day, and we will see you next week.